Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, Sean D. Tucker launches the Bob Hoover Academy. Drone Racing League secures $20 million investment. And suspected North Korean drone found crashed in South Korea. Hello, I'm Christopher C. Odom. It's June 16th, 2017, and this is Airborne Unlimited. Airshow pilot and industry leader Sean D. Tucker has created the Bob Hoover Academy, partnering with the Monterey County Office of Education to build a high school program that targets at-risk youth in the Salinas Valley, using aviation as a carrot to inspire excellence. In an email announcing the launch, Tucker said that just a month before he passed, he was at Mr. Hoover's home and requested his permission to rename his nonprofit in his honor, as the program matched perfectly with his core values of patriotism, tenacity, humility, and his belief that no matter how rich or poor, your dreams were important. At that moment, Every Kid Can Fly became the Bob Hoover Academy. Bob Hoover, the most iconic aviation legend in history and a true American hero during his 94 years, thought it was important for all of us to never give up on the kids. The Academy started off as an after-school program for students at Rancho Cielo, a nationally renowned education program. The principal of MCOE Alternative Education created a whole high school pathway to leverage the opportunity created by the nonprofit. The ultimate goal is to cultivate dynamic and engaged leaders within the community and the population that needs it most. The Drone Racing League has just completed a successful Series B funding round as it looks ahead to its second season. The league reached primarily into the ranks of the entertainment industry and came out with $20 million. Nicholas Horbaczewski, CEO and founder of DRL, said, "We're incredibly proud to announce new partners and investors aligning with DRL to solidify drone racing as the sport of the future. Over the past 18 months, we've committed to building a technology company that can capture the imagination of new sports fans around the world. The support we've had from some of the most respected brands and investors is helping us rapidly realize that vision." The announcement from DRL comes ahead of the UK's first professional drone race and the last race in the 2017 Alliance World Championship season, the headline event during London Tech Week. The race took place at London's iconic Alexandra Palace this week, with 8 of the best pilots flying to be crowned the best in the world during the winner-take-all 2017 season finale. After the break, North Korean drone caught near U.S. missile sites.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartford Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartford Propeller.
Progressive Aerodyne's Sea-Ray Elite offers turbocharged Rotax power and Garmin G3X touch avionics. Incredibly well equipped, you can fly away in this best-in-category amphib for less than $160,000. Visit searay.com for more details.
Welcome back. If you'd like to be a supporter of Airborne Unlimited, send an email to jim@aero-news.net. A suspected North Korean drone was discovered crashed in a wooded area in South Korea near the border last Friday, and it held several images of U.S. missile sites. The find was confirmed by a South Korean Defense Ministry official. Among the hundreds of images recovered from the drone's Sony-made built-in camera were 10 showing U.S. missile launcher and radar installations that had been installed in the town of Songju earlier this year. Most of the rest showed residential and agricultural areas in the southern part of the country. The aircraft apparently ran out of fuel on its return to North Korea, according to the report. It was not known if it was able to transmit the images of the terminal high-altitude aerial defense system back to North Korea before it went down. North Korea has used drones for surveillance since at least 2014, when several other unmanned aircraft thought to belong to that country were found in South Korea. Those aircraft likely conducted reconnaissance missions, South Korean officials said, and they were also equipped with Japanese cameras but were unable to transmit photos in real time. It's Friday, and that means it's time for ANN CEO and Editor-in-Chief Jim Campbell to check in with his weekly Barnstorming commentary. Over 20 years ago, we shook up the aviation media game with tools and products that no one had seen before. But that was a long time ago, and it's long past time to shake things up even more, starting with a need to rebuild the aviation community, one flyer at a time. Here's this week's Barnstorming.
Thanks, Chris, and hi, folks. We've been hinting about a new project for quite some time, and we're going to hint a little bit more. But let me talk to you about something that I think is critical. I talk to people from throughout the industry every day, sometimes a dozen or more times a day, and sometimes just one or two. And I reach out and I talk to folks here and there as I travel and visit FBOs or visit aviation businesses or just talk to pilots who are part of everyday life. And to a person, they recall an industry, at least those who have been in it for a while, that at one time spoke as one, worked as one, supported each other, even if it wasn't necessarily your type of aviation. We supported business aviation. Business aviation supported us. We supported the ultralights. We supported the aerobatic pilots. We supported the helicopter pilots. And they all supported the rest of us as well. And it's missing. Many of you may remember, if you go back a ways, there was a big airspace grab, NPRM 88-2, and it enraged the industry. I saw hats and t-shirts whenever I went to an aviation event protesting this and that. People wrote in, people got involved, they called their Congress critters, and they managed to ameliorate a situation that could have gotten a lot worse. And then there was the Bob Hoover affair in the 90s. It enraged the aviation community that someone who was so much the best of us and spoke so positively for us and about us could be taken down through suspicion and innuendo and rumor and bull. And we fought back, and it took a while, but I guarantee you, in no uncertain terms, it worked. And I can tell you till his almost last days, it's something that Bob never forgot. He was very emotional about this support he got. And in one of our last conversations, he talked about his concern and his love for the future, that there will always be kids at airport fences, and we needed to make sure that there was an industry out there for them to partake of. So very simply put, it's no longer enough for us to educate and entertain. Now we have to learn to rebuild the community. The only thing that is going to empower aviation to better times will be an empowered, engaged, coordinated community. I have to tell you, I'm seeing technological things, especially through our involvement with the unmanned community. We're seeing new manufacturing technologies, new power plants, new guidance, new control modalities, all things that could be a part of GA for the future, could make GA far more capable and more cost effective. And there are answers. If we grow to meet the future, if we grow to meet the needs of the world around us, and if we grow together. So it's no longer enough to educate and entertain. Now we need to empower. Now we need to engage. In the next few weeks or months, whatever it's going to take to get everything together, we're going to announce Aeroverse, the Aviation Community Network. And it's more than just news. It's more than just stories. It's more than a lot of things. It is our attempt to empower, engage, and rebuild the aviation community one flyer at a time. And sooner or later, have a community that's worth standing up for and standing with. For the Aero-News Network, Airborne, and Aero-TV, I'm Jim Campbell. Looking forward to telling you what we've got coming, because it's the most disruptive thing we've ever done. And I kind of like that.
After these messages, first production Citation Longitude rolls out.
Based on the popular Sling 2 LSA, the Sling 4 was designed to be the most practical and desirable lightweight four-place experimental aircraft on the market. Find out more about this 115 horsepower turbocharged airplane at airplanefactory.com.
With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing a few of those other great stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. Textron Aviation has rolled out the first production unit of the Cessna Citation Longitude, the company's latest clean sheet design super midsize business jet. The first Longitude flew in October 2016, and to date the flight test programs for aircraft have accumulated more than 550 hours. A fifth aircraft will join the flight test program this summer. The Longitude is expected to enter the market by the end of the year. Bombardier Commercial Aircraft will celebrate the C-Series aircraft's exceptional first year in service by showcasing airBaltic's brand new CS-300 aircraft at the 2017 Paris International Air Show at Le Bourget Airport from June 19th to 25th. In addition, the CS-300 Bombardier will also be showcasing a Q400 in WestJet Encore colors. The Trump administration has not yet decided whether it will stay committed to the ICAO carbon offset and reduction scheme for international aviation, according to the U.S. State Department. The questions arose after President Trump announced the U.S. would be withdrawing from the Paris Climate Agreement. The State Department says that CORSIA is a separate agreement from the Paris Accords with different implications. Nearly 200 pilot volunteers from ALPA are fanning out across Capitol Hill this week, meeting with federal lawmakers and staff during the association's 2017 Legislative Summit to discuss the association's policy agenda, including how the current first officer qualification standards have been a critical component in our nation's impressive commercial aviation safety record. Zenith Aircraft is planning its 10th annual Fly-In to Summer, Open Hangar Day, and Builder Fly-In Gathering this Saturday, June 17th. The event will be held at the Zenith Aircraft Kit Factory in Mexico, Missouri. As we enter the summer flying season, this will be a fun gathering of Zenith builders and flyers and is an informal grassroots flying gathering open to all aviation enthusiasts. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now let's get back to the rest of the news. JetBlue looks poised to enter the transatlantic market with a new Airbus A321 aircraft. It has on order half of which could be converted into A321LR airliners. Speaking at the IATA annual meeting in Cancun, JetBlue CEO Robin Hayes said that with the success of its Mint premium cabin service on transcontinental flights, he sees a niche in the transatlantic market for the premium customer, and the A321 would allow us to do something a little different than the budget carriers like Norwegian Air and WOW. While legacy carriers like American, Delta, and United control 87% of the capacity between the U.S. and Europe, Hayes said there is an opportunity to extend the Mint brand into overseas markets. The Mint configuration offers 12 seats that convert into lie-flat beds and 4 seats in private minicabins at fares much lower than offered by the legacy airlines. He said that he only regrets not putting more of the Mint seats in the existing fleet, as demand for them on domestic routes has been very high. JetBlue placed the order for 30 A321 airplanes last year, with delivery expected to come in 2019 and 2020. Well, that's our program for today. Remember that Airborne Unlimited stream daily, Monday through Friday, with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and do check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Keep flying. We'll see you Monday.